Today's video is on the best investments every woman can and should make into themselves as soon as possible. Hello, my name is Ashanwa. Welcome to LAJA. This is a channel dedicated to fashion, style, and wellness. If that sounds like your jam, I encourage you to stick around, subscribe, peruse my videos, comment, like, dislike, and interact. I believe it's important to invest in oneself because you are your biggest return on investment. You're never going to regret investing in yourself. And I'm going to share with you the different ways this can be done and the different kind of investments that I encourage all women to make. Number one is your health. I'm a big believer that health is wealth, and when you have health, you have everything, and when you don't have health, you have nothing. I remember when I was going through a tough time and I had health challenges, specifically mental health challenges, and it affected my physical health to the point where I couldn't work. I was incapable of working because of it, and it really put things into perspective for me how short and how precious life is and how important it is to invest in one's health. That incident that had happened to me was also a huge blow to my ego because I'm a woman who prides herself in how well I take care of myself, and for something like that to have happened to me was very humbling, to say the least. I have several instances where I have seen the impact of self-neglect and how that has had devastating outcomes on various individuals that have been close to me. And it made me realize how important prioritizing and investing in one's health is. Whether that is meal prepping, watching what you put into your body in terms of the foods, the drinks, what you watch, what you listen to, because again, those impact your mental and emotional health, to how you treat your body, your hygiene, your grooming, your self-care habits. It's so important to invest in that because if you think about it, ladies, if we're saying we have all these big dreams, big goals and aspirations, our bodies are the vessels that will help us carry out those goals. And if that is not in good condition, we are impeding and preventing ourselves from achieving those goals. So in ensuring that you're eating right, sleeping properly, doing a form of exercise you enjoy regularly, taking care of your mental and emotional health, because that is so important, and I feel like it's something I should have prioritized a lot more. But mental illness is a real thing, and it's so important to look after that part of you because yes, it might not be seen like your physical health or your body is it, but it's equally, if not more important than your actual physical health, because your mental health impacts your physical health. So that's number one, investing in your health and making that a priority, going to the doctors, seeking out professionals to help you with whatever health issues you might be facing, taking your supplements, and more. Please do not skimp on your health because health is wealth. The second investment all women should be making is in coaching. I believe that it's important to be self-aware and self-reflective and to be honest about your blind spots, the things that you may not necessarily be privy or be a pro at, and seek help to fill those gaps in the form of coaching. I know I've done coaching on relationships, really understanding relationship dynamics, how to be a healthy partner and a healthy individual within a relationship. I have done professional coaching as well for my career, doing certifications, and I have done or invested in different forms of coaching and personal developments to help me become a better woman. And your career isn't the only space you should be investing in coaching, ladies, because I believe it's important to invest in coaching when it comes to affairs of relationships, because that impacts women a lot when done properly, but even worse when done incorrectly. So investing in yourself, and maybe it's in business coaching. I've also invested in business coaching because I do see myself running my own business eventually. I really encourage every woman to invest in some form of coaching for personal development and professional development and business development if that's your interest too. The third thing I encourage every woman to invest in is in healthy relationships and alliances. This goes from romantic to platonic to professional. You want to be surrounding yourself with people and individuals who push and propel you to the next level. We don't have time for waste men. We don't have time for time wasters, no future ambitions, people who are always complaining about life, or who are always living paycheck to paycheck, or who are just living miserable lives. Because again, energy is contagious, and who we surround ourselves with determines our success. So be mindful of who you surround yourself with, and be intentional about curating your circle, from intimate relationships to professional relationships and more. The fourth thing I encourage every woman to invest in is her looks and her beauty. We all know we live in a very superficial society, and the reality of the situation is that you are treated and you are addressed how you are dressed. It doesn't mean you have to buy all designer items and be decked out in Gucci, Prada, and Louis Vuitton, even though those are all nice if you're able to do that. I know I love those things, so I'm not going to front. But it's more important to have a personal sense of style. Have a style that is flattering on you. Have a hairstyle that is flattering on you. Take care of your skin, take care of your body, working out, eating right, having a skincare routine, showering regularly, being on top of your hygiene and your grooming, all those things, taking care of your nails and your toes. So you want to ensure that you are presenting your face, or your best face, to the public, and also to the ones you love as well, because we are our own personal brands, and we are always marketing and selling ourselves whether we like it or not, because people are determining how they treat you based on how you look and how you present yourself. So present yourself like you're someone who is worthy, someone who is respectable, someone who is prideful, and someone who is important in society. And you find that doors will be open for you because of the way you look and the way you present yourself. I also think of it from this perspective. I'm going to be a mom eventually, and I'm always like, am I setting a good example for my daughter? Is she going to be proud of me when she sees how I look when I show up in school to come and pick her up? I want to be a hot mom, and that's something that is super important to me, to set that example for my children, essentially, especially my female children. Take care of your looks, ladies. Have a skincare routine, take care of your health, and everything will fall into place. The next thing I encourage every woman to invest in is time. Time is one of the resources that we have a finite amount of. We have a limited amount of time. We all don't know when our time is going to be up on this earth, and the fact is that we're all going to die one day. So it's so important that we're prioritizing our time on things that bring us joy and things that propel us to the next level. So what does that look like? It means doing things that save you time and that would help free up your time, whether it's in the form of how you run your household, seeking out help and services like house cleaning, cooking, grocery delivery, and more. Even in your beauty routine as well, if there are parts of your beauty routine that you are able to outsource, like getting your hair done, getting your nails done. I know I got laser hair removal done, so I don't have to deal with hair removal ever again. Little things like that. I know we all may not be able to afford to outsource every single portion of our lives, but believe for that and do the little that you can. Because again, time is valuable and time is of the essence. You can spend that time with your loved ones. You can spend that time doing money generating activities. You can spend that time taking care of yourself or just resting and relaxing. All of those are valid reasons why you want to free up time so that you can use it to the fullest. The next thing I encourage every woman to invest in is quality wardrobe essentials. It could be a pair of leather shoes and a pair of leather boots, a really nice winter coat, linen dresses, cotton t-shirts, items in materials that are long lasting like silk, linen, cotton, wool, cashmere. You don't always have to buy new. You can always go secondhand. I know I do that personally with a few of my clothing and also my accessories and shoes and bags as well. You can also look on Etsy as well. Etsy is known for having a lot of independent sellers that really focus on the quality of the material, and you end up paying way less for a better crafted item. And we are walking billboards, and we are sending messages and signals of who we are through how we express ourselves in our style. So find out what colors work for you, find out the silhouettes that flatter you, and stick to them, enhance them, and really create a wardrobe around that, so you don't ever have to find yourself in a situation where you're like, oh, I have nothing to wear, I have all these clothes and nothing to wear. I'm not going to say that I'm against fast fashion entirely, because I do have fast fashion pieces that have lasted me years. It all depends on how you take care of your items, but I still prefer, and most of my wardrobe is natural fabric, natural fibers, so cottons, linens, like I earlier mentioned. And I find that those last me and I look more put together and polished. Because again, ladies, we want to feel attractive in our clothing. So it's good that we invest the time and the resources into ensuring that we have the best pieces that flatter us. The next thing I encourage every woman to invest in is in their home and their environment. So we women are especially creatures of pleasure. We are impacted so much by our environment. We're very sensitive. Our hormones are highly sensitive to our environment. So if your space is dirty, cluttered, and full of strife and just not conducive for you and your physical and mental well-being, I really encourage you to make changes to that, whether it's in the form of introducing candles, decluttering, cleaning up, moving to a space that is more conducive for your mental and your physical health. I really encourage everyone to invest in their home, because it's so important. I truly believe that if a lot more people invested in their homes, the world would be a better place, because the home is where you go to rejuvenate, it's where you go to recharge. If you're a mom, it's where your kids are first brought into this world and they really learn how to interact with the world and how they are going to face the world. I don't have kids yet, but I always think of my kids when I make decisions, because that's the path I'm going down on. But even for you, your productivity levels as well. Have you noticed that whenever you are living in a cluttered environment, you're not able to be as productive as you would be if you were living in an environment that was well curated and clean and clear? But I believe it's important to prioritize our environment, because it also shows self-respect. And this is not because you're going to have guests over, but I believe in having personal standards for ourselves that we stick to. We should have a higher floor that we don't go beneath for ourselves, because people mirror us, people reflect the standards that we set for ourselves. So if we don't have standards for ourselves and our environment, we're going to attract more of that into our own experience and reality, and people will not take us as seriously as if we already had those standards and systems set in place. I really encourage you to invest in your home, because home is truly where the heart is. Last but not the least, the final investments all women should be making is in their mindset and in their intellect and in their skill sets. I truly believe that we as women, every single person on this earth has a purpose, and we as individuals and we as women, we have creative and witty inventions within our very being that make room for us and presents us in front of great people. That is in short to say that we have gifts and talents that can set us free and give us the freedom, the financial and the time freedom that we're looking for, only if we are persistent and intent on tapping into it and figuring out what those gifts are. Read books, take courses, follow people who you aspire to be like and learn from them. Don't be too prideful and think that you know it all, or have the mindset of like, oh, she only has this because she looks this way, or she has this man, or she came from this family. No, if there is someone that you aspire and you really admire their lifestyle and how they live their life, be humble enough to learn from them, so that you too can be enriched and you too can be elevated. Because again, when you open yourself up to environments that are outside of your comfort zone, you're expanding your container to receive, and you're expanding and opening up avenues for prosperity to be brought your way. All wealthy people have learning and growth mindsets. They're always curious and they're always looking for new ways to stretch themselves, stretch their mind, and expand their consciousness. And that's something that we can do for free. It doesn't cost anything to be curious. It doesn't cost anything to ask questions. You don't want to always be the smartest woman in the room, because it means you're in the wrong room. You want to be in rooms where there's room for you to grow, and there are people who are ahead of you that can help pull you forward. So I really encourage women to invest in skill sets as well that they can monetize? What is that talent that or that thing that you take for granted that people always pull you on or pull you for? Is it your cooking, your baking? Is it your style? Is it your makeup skills? Is it how you encourage people? There are different ways, or there are different things within us that come to us naturally that we take for granted, and that could be the thing that propels you to secure your generations forward and also make your ancestors proud. Invest in the skill sets, invest in your mindset, and just invest in your overall knowledge. Because again, ladies, we want to be beautiful, but we also want to have substance as well, because beauty opens the door. Substance and character is what keeps you there. Those are all the points I have. Tell me in the comment section, which will you be implementing into your life? I would love to know. If you'd love me to do any more in-depth videos on any of these points, please let me know down in the comment sections, and I'm happy to oblige. And with that, I will see you in the next video. Bye.